Heyo, and what is up, gang? Thank you for checking out Sledgehammer TV tonight. It is Sunday, May the 6th, 2018, and there are literally an infinite number of things that you could have done tonight that would have been better to do with your time than watch the absolute worst pay-per-view that I have seen all year long. WWE Backlash was an utter abomination. And we are going to bring the hammer down on it right here and right now. On the newest, fastest rising podcast in all of YouTube, iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and Podbean, baby. The Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. Let's do it.
Sledgehammer Wrestling Show.
Alright, wrestling fans, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Nick Nightmare. Along with me, as always, is the world's greatest tag team of Thor, the wrestling god of thunder, the official sledgehammer of the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show, and my little buddy, my most trusted companion, and the world heavyweight champion of all the microphones in all the world, and I'm not going to be punching him in the nuts. I promise you that much. He's Blue the Snowball. This is the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show right here on Sledgehammer TV and available on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and Podbean. If you are listening, you will not see Blue or my trusty Sledgehammer Thor. You will have to check us out on YouTube, and I encourage you to do so, and all of the rest of you watching us here on YouTube, if you have not already subscribed to become a member of the Sledgehammer Club here at Sledgehammer TV, please don't forget to do so. Smash, drop kick, or punch that thumbs up right in its nuts, and let the world know that we punch people in the nuts too, just like the King of Ball style. And AJ Styles, apparently, who have a ball fetish. And we will get into that a little bit later on tonight. Like I said, you could have tucked in early tonight. You could have hit the couch, maybe opened up your window. It's a little cool out tonight in New York City. It's a little brisk, right? You open up your window, cuddle up with your honey, maybe little blanket. Don't even turn on the TV. Maybe get a little nook in there. You could have done those things. Those would have been great. I would have loved to have done that instead of have watched Backlash. You could have picked your fucking toenails. You would have had a good time. You could have picked your nose. Since you're picking things, you could have picked your ass. You could have picked any of those things. Would have been a much better time. You would have had a much better time, I'm sure, if you would have done what I really want to do and need to do. You could have caught up on Westworld. Westworld's up to, I think, episode 3 right now. I haven't been able to watch it just yet because of all this fucking ridiculous wrestling, that if I did not have this self-imposed job to do and bring my opinions to you guys, my fans, I would not have watched this show and I would not have missed a thing. If you missed WWE Backlash, the absolute worst fucking pay-per-view of 2018 thus far, and I am not at all counting it to be the last worst pay-per-view that we've ever seen. Holy shit, you guys. What the fuck did we just watch? That was the longest episode of Raw I have ever felt. Oh my god, that's what it was. It was a glorified fucking episode of Monday Night Raw, complete with a 30-minute skit in between. When do we get skits in pay-per-views now? It's bad enough we're getting commercials by the WWE in pay-per-views. We're getting skits now. Half an hour long skits that do absolutely nothing. You might have enjoyed it. Maybe you got a chuckle. And I actually did enjoy the whole segment as soon as Elias hit and the way he was playing the New Jersey crowd. And then the New Day came out and fucking ruined it. And then they brought out Rusev and I thought, oh, okay, this is kind of fun. This might be kind of cool. And then they poured out No Way Jose with his fucking conga morons. And I tuned out the rest. I didn't even care. I didn't hear Bobby Roode's music hit. I didn't hear him come out. All I did was I walked away to get a cup of coffee because I was dying on the couch, falling asleep. So I went to go make a cup of coffee. I turn around. I see Bobby Roode dancing around like a conga jerk-off on fucking No way Jose's conga line, only he's with the New Day, flipping fucking pancakes with his ass on the fucking stage. Is this what you got? This is what you got. WWE, this is entertainment, right? Drop the F. We're not wrestling, we're fucking entertainment. You couldn't have a more clearer example of the WWE's obsession with getting every single person on the card than that segment right there. 8 superstars in one segment that did not need to exist at all. The only reason it was there was so that the people in Jersey, and nothing against you guys in Jersey, I'm only a few miles away, this ain't about you, it's about them, they feel like you absolutely needed to see all those people tonight. Instead of investing in the matches that they promised you guys. Instead of giving you quality pay-per-view encounters. You get one. And you kicked off the show with it. So as soon as that Intercontinental Championship title match was over, so was Backlash. Even AJ and Shinsuke, everybody was so hyped up for the no DQ match. What the fuck was so no DQ about that match? One chair? Them rumbling around outside for so long? Was Shinsuke's faces no DQ? Is that what was it all about? You gotta make your faces? What was no DQ? One fucking chair and an accidental shot that made it actually cool. AJ Styles gets his face ripped open accidentally by a ricocheting chair shot. It's the coolest spot of the match. Other than that, it's just ball-on-ball violence. This whole feud has now become nothing but a fucking cheap joke. A slapstick gag. Dueling ball shots now. So bad that we can't even get back up to our feet by the count of 10. Now here is another piece of logic I want to throw at you. Is there really countouts of any kind in a no disqualification match? No DQ essentially is a hardcore match, is it not? Have we not seen no disqualification matches end up brawling up and out and onto the stage, into the arenas, up by the fucking popcorn stands, in the parking lot so Stone Cold could get hit by a car, whatever the hell the situation is? I've never seen a no disqualification match end in a countout. Now, I'm not so upset with the fact that that was the ending. I know that they're trying to extend the feud now. But you gotta make it better than just nuts shots. Are you kidding me? The two greatest wrestlers that you have on your roster reduced to a storyline that's all about balls. Wrestling's not about getting hit in the nuts. That's illegal. That's why it was no DQ, so we can have legal ball shots? There was no tables. There's no real hardcore element to this match. No DQ. So Shinsuke can hit balls as much as he wants without getting disqualified. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Randy Orton looked like he didn't even want to be there tonight. Quite frankly, so did Jeff Hardy. Here's two veterans of the mat that are going through the motions. Randy Orton's like a lifeless robot wrestler out there. He's hitting his spots. He's where he's got to be. But he looks like he don't give a shit. He looks like he'd rather be home nailing his beautiful wife and raising his 4 kids that he's got now. That's what's on Randy Orton's mind while he's wrestling Jeff Hardy. If not that, then he's thinking, why the fuck am I still here? Why am I not going to New Japan and spreading the Orton name worldwide like Cody did? Because they're wasting somebody the caliber of a Randy Orton. What we got tonight was a battle of two good guys, two legendary good guys, built on mutual respect. Gag me, will you please? I wanted to throw up harder than I did when I was watching Bobby Roode flipping pancakes with his ass. Are you fucking kidding me? That United States Championship match was a snoozer. Randy looked like he was asleep himself. Sleepwalking through the match. No emotion, no passion, nothing. Just a match. Jeff Hardy wins. Great. I don't know if maybe it's because it was coming after that fantastic Intercontinental Championship match between The Miz and Seth Rollins where they absolutely just threw it down. They set the bar tonight and everybody else dropped it. They couldn't even come close to what The Miz and Seth Rollins did. And you know what? This match tonight also proves that people don't give The Miz enough respect. I get on The Miz a lot because all the WWE likes to do is put him in Miz TV segments, and it doesn't really give him the ability to make the Intercontinental Championship the most prestigious it's ever been and blah, 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 all the shit he likes to say. But tonight, in that match with one of the best on the current roster in this generation that's performing right now, The Miz. Let that sink in. The Miz had the best match of the night with the architect Seth Rollins. You can't deny that. Nothing else came even a half standard to what that was. After that match ended, the rest was silence. It was silence to me. I heard nothing. I felt nothing but regret and remorse. Like I said, when the 9 o'clock hour hit and I saw it was 9 o'clock, I would have much rather have turned to HBO and caught up on some Westworld. Much more worth my time. Absolute garbage. The women's division. Listen, everybody, hold your balls and hold your boobs or whatever it is you got that's precious to you, because I'm about to blow it off. All right, I'm about to blow it off with what I say. You're gonna get mad at me. You're gonna hate on me. Go ahead. I don't give a fuck at this point, because what the WWE has done with the women's division and what they have done tonight in the two matches that we saw tonight, and the follow-up interview by Nia Jax, and the incessant screaming and lack of wrestling ability that was showcased by Carmella, and then the fact that Carmella and Nia Jax both respectively defended their championships and did not drop their titles to the people who probably should actually be carrying them. Not that Alexa Bliss is any better, but Charlotte absolutely needs to be the champion right now. By having Carmella and Nia win, you have proven to the world that you are taking steps backwards. This is nothing more than a way for the WWE to hype Total Bellas and Total Divas, because all that extra revenue and all those other TV shows, that's what fucking matters. Not the girls that can wrestle, right? They don't fucking matter. Charlotte Flair was one of the key pieces to the beginning of launching the women's evolution revolution. And she was given the honor and the prestige to knock Asuka off her pedestal and take that from her. Take the streak from Asuka. To lose to Carmella, who I assumed was just going to drop it back to Charlotte. And the only reason they did any of this with Carmella is because Money in the Bank is coming just a few fucking weeks from now. 6 weeks. We were going to have a new Women's Money in the Bank match. They had to do this. They booked themselves into a corner with Carmella, but that didn't mean she had to retain tonight. Why did she retain tonight? Because of the promo you have for the Money in the Bank coming up in June? Because you want to promote that when you get the contract, you become champion. And she was the only woman to do that. So in order to have her do that, she needs to be champion. So we made her the champion. We got to keep her champion so that the promo for Money in the Bank feels true and relevant. Like, I don't understand. What is the motivating factor behind keeping Carmella with the title? She is not money. Mella is not money. Mella is garbage. Mella is trash. Mella is the worst possible female that could have the title on all of SmackDown Live. She is just so irritating, and even more so, she's not talented in the ring. I guess if you're not good at wrestling, the WWE instructs you to go out there and just scream like a jerk-off. Scream like a jerk-off. Sell as best you can. We're gonna let you win. Then we're gonna let you come on the show after the show, the post-show, the Backlash post-show with Renee Young, right? And scream, "I beat Charlotte Flair," 1,000 times. Obnoxious, ridiculous, nonsensical booking. Nia Jax, what the fuck? What did she do to herself? What did she D10 herself? Did she powder herself up? Did she dress up like the girls from White Chicks? What the fuck, you guys? I don't understand it at all. I do not understand it at all. She looked exactly like Marlon Wayans from White Chicks. She actually looked like a giant version of Jennifer Lopez. She had the glowing blonde hair on her Samoan skin, which looked absolutely dreadful. And then she had to have all this light makeup on. She looked terrible. And then you want to compound that with the way we had to see Ronda Rousey a few fucking weeks ago with the red and yellow zombie look. The dead girl zombie look. The WWE's makeup staff should be fired immediately, just based off of the appearance of Nia Jax alone. She sat down in a makeup chair, and some jerk-off in the back made her look like that. And nobody thought at all to pull her aside and tell her, "Nia, maybe you shouldn't go blonde. We have 9,000 blondes on the roster already. Don't really look too good on you. You looked absolutely amazing as a brunette. You were beautiful. You were stunning. You didn't need to go blonde, and you don't need these ridiculous new makeup patterns or tones or whatever you want to call it, contouring. I don't know much about it. I hear these words when my wife uses them. I'm assuming that's what they did. And she looked horrible. She looked even worse in the ring as she was wrestling. Terrible that match was. Alexa Bliss looked like garbage. This match was very, very sloppily put together. They seemed to not be on their game tonight. Their chemistry was off, and the Women's Championship match did not live up to anything. Not that it had anything to live up to begin with. You know, Backlash is supposed to be the backlash from WrestleMania. We're not supposed to have the greatest Royal Rumble in between and a SmackDown Raw shake-up in between. It's supposed to just be the ramifications and the revenge for people to get from their WrestleMania matches, which is what we got tonight, a lot of WrestleMania rematches that sucked. They absolutely sucked. It sucked the life out of me. Completely. I almost fell asleep 4 times tonight. Twice in one match. That match being Roman versus Samoa Joe. What a fucking joke is this? I want to hear the WWE's logic. Try to defend to me. Tell me why Roman Reigns' one-on-one match with Samoa Joe that has no implications for a world title shot. It has no stakes involved to it. It's not going to move him up in contendership. It's for absolutely nothing. It's some sort of a personal grudge match because Joe wants to talk all this shit about how he's going to tear Roman Reigns a new asshole. And he's going to put the big dog down for good. And he's going to finish what Brock Lesnar started. And then you want to sit there and choke Roman Reigns for 15 minutes. Do nothing but lay down on him like a big fat slug. I'm the biggest Samoa Joe mark there is. That was the worst Samoa Joe match I've seen in the WWE to date. Whoever produced that whole entire segment should be fired immediately. For them to have Samoa Joe stifled and allow him to do nothing to overshadow anybody, which he is fully capable of doing, and have him do nothing but chokehold after chokehold after chokehold. Nothing but rest holds. Go back and watch it again. You really shouldn't if you don't want to die from boredom, but if you want to see whether or not I'm right, go back and watch it again. Every time Joe had his hands on the big dog, all he did was try to put him to sleep. Where was the power? Where was the aggressive Samoa Joe? Where was the spot where Roman runs charging into him and he pops him down into the corner? You know, when Corey Graves liked to tell everybody, sit down or get out of here or whatever the fuck it is. Where was the Samoan submission machine? This was more like the Samoan smoothie machine. All for fucking Roman Reigns. And now you have this logic that I don't understand. You got Samoa Joe talking trash, moved him to SmackDown Live, obviously moving him into contention for the World Heavyweight Championship, and you have him lose to a guy that's done nothing but lose and lose and lose all year long, that nobody wants to see win. The only reason anybody was happy at the end of Raw tonight was because it was over. Do you see, that's what it felt like. Raw wasn't even Raw. Backlash. They were just happy that it was over. So they cheered. Hooray, we get to go home. There were chants of beat the traffic. Beat the traffic. Accompanied the this is boring and CM Punk chants that we usually get when people are bored to fucking tears during your main event.
Oh, well, Nick, you couldn't have had the World Championship because there was the double count-out
finish. Then don't book that as the finish. Don't book the match at all. Be more creative. Come up with something else. This is part of the problem with Brock Lesnar not being around. We're going to continue getting meaningless matchups like this. Top it all off, you want to have that fucking tag team match go on after the World Heavyweight Championship match as well. Braun Strowman and Boring Trashley versus the Kevin and Sami show. And this match was absolutely awful. Awful. This was nothing but a desperate attempt by the WWE to get Boring Trashley over on the strength of Braun Strowman, and all they did was actually the opposite. The crowd didn't give a shit that Braun Strowman was even out there. The whole aftermath when Braun kept hitting Kevin Owens and Sami with his running power slams after the match had concluded, and they made Bobby Lashley get the pin. They made Bobby Lashley pin Kevin Owens in the middle of the ring. The crowd could care less. Bobby Lashley is the king of crickets. That's what he is. Nothing but silence for that man. The most lackluster and boring personality they have on the roster. Boring Trashley, who's done nothing on the roster thus far except bring down who was the man that was the hottest star on the Raw roster. Am I crazy? Am I crazy? Am I just overexposed tonight because I got 3 hours of garbage and then 20 minutes of a good match? Maybe am I not being fair? I don't think so. You're always free to voice your opinions down in the comments below, but I'm telling you, that whole entire match was a vehicle to try to get Bobby Lashley over, and they failed. They failed, and they are harming Braun Strowman, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn in the process. Now you want to have them squabbling at the end of the match to try to use that as an excuse for why Braun and Bobby Lashley beat them. If Braun and Bobby Lashley are that strong, they shouldn't need Kevin and Sami to be squabbling in order to defeat them so easily. And I don't like that they got this squabbling thing, this on-again, off-again bullshit with Owens and Zayn. Either do it or don't. Break them up or don't. We skirted this line a few weeks ago, and then we went back to being best friends, and now we're going to break them up again? For Bobby Lashley? Garbage. Absolute fucking garbage. Daniel Bryan versus Big Cass. Another match I struggled to get through. Congratulations, WWE. You've made your two biggest stars, Braun Strowman and Daniel Bryan, boring as shit, based off of the dancing partners that you've decided to pair them with. Big Cass is awful. I'm saying it. I'm proud to say it. I'm from New York. I don't give a shit that he's from Queens. I'm from Queens too. It pisses me off that he's from Queens. Because he's garbage. Why is he garbage? Well, because he can't wrestle. He's another one of Vince McMahon's hard-on machines. He looks at Big Cass, he gets all tickly in his balls, and before Shinsuke Nakamura can punch him in there, he's calling for Big Cass to be pushed into the main event. Premature. He has not even had a successful singles run, not in his previous run after Enzo, and then he got hurt, and now he's coming back, and he's tapping out to Daniel Bryan, a guy he's getting down on for being such a little man. He tapped out in about 3 seconds. This should be over. I was very hopeful that this was going to be over at the end of this matchup when Daniel Bryan locked in the yes lock. Big ass taps out. And then he attacks Daniel Bryan after the match. So now, obviously, there's going to be more with this when I don't want to see this. We didn't want to see it tonight. We're not going to want to see it again in the future. Daniel Bryan needs to wrestle the people we want to see him wrestle against. Samoa Joe would be a good start since he picked up a big fucking loss tonight to the big dog. Great way to reestablish him would be to put him up against Daniel Bryan. That would be a great feud. If you're going to continue AJ and Shinsuke, you let Daniel Bryan feud with somebody like Joe. Turn Randy Orton. Get Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton back doing a thing. Maybe I'll be interested in Randy Orton. Maybe Randy Orton will be fucking interested in his job again. Absolute terrible. This whole entire fucking show was a disaster. Thank God for The Miz and Seth Rollins making me at least know that, yes, dude, you are a wrestling fan, and there are wrestlers on this fucking ridiculous company that will do the right thing and give you what you're here to see. But don't expect to see it very often. That's all that happened in this show. What else can I fucking tell you guys? You know what I can tell you? Ruby Riott went one-on-one with Bayley during the pre-show, and that was a better match than both women's championship fucking matches. How about that? There's some fucking truth for you. There's the hammer coming down. Absolute fucking garbage. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. I felt like I've been hitting the fucking nuts. Give me the fucking juice you're giving to Bobby Roode so I can fucking dance around like a fucking moron with the New Day. How terrible was this show? Ugh. I have no fucking hope for the rest of the week if this is how we're going to kick it off. First ever dual branded pay-per-view. What fucking drugs are you smoking? Huh? First ever. This wasn't even the first ever disappointing show of the year. There was nothing first ever about this show. That's it, you guys. What else can I fucking say? Really, what else can I say? We're going to wrap it up on that note. This fucking show was a disaster. It was a waste of my night. And I do not look forward to Monday Night Raw tomorrow because it's going to be 3 more hours, which might just actually be a repeat of what we got tonight. If the advertisement for the show in Long Island is true, we're going to get the same 6-man tag we got last week on Monday Night Raw, live in Long Island tomorrow night for Monday Night Raw. We'll have to tune in to see if that happens. I certainly hope not. I don't want to see Braun and Boring Lashley paired together again. Ever. But I'm sure that will actually be a thing. I don't know. WWE proves more and more with each passing week that they are the worst wrestling company on the planet. Forsaking wrestling for the sake of entertainment, sacrificing their shows to make money and make business deals overseas, sabotaging WrestleMania, their biggest show of the year, just to promote a Greatest Royal Rumble that did nothing but ruin everything based off of their decision to place it right in the middle of the most important time of the wrestling calendar. We've been promised less pay-per-views. We've been given more than ever. WWE is nothing but failures. Luckily for you guys, we are not, because we bring the hammer down hard and true, just like we did here tonight. Fuck Backlash, right in the ear. I hope that they don't bring it back ever again. Backtrash was awful. And thank you guys for being here to rag on it with me. Do not forget to like this video, hit it right in the nuts, or use your thumb to hit it somewhere else and share this video with all your wrestling friends. That is the absolute best way that we can grow this channel and grow our community. And let's get to 1,000 subscribers before the month of June, and let's get official on YouTube. Once again, we are growing by the numbers every single day. Thanks to everybody that's watching on YouTube. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Follow me on Twitter at Nick Nightmare. Follow the Facebook fan page, facebook.com, The Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. That's all one gigantic word. And then don't forget to check us out at Stitcher Radio if you're listening there, on iTunes, the official whatever it is of the Apple Store, right? The podcast store from Apple iTunes, and Podbean, where it all began. Podbean.com, the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. The audio shows are always live there for you to take us with you wherever you go, all over the world, just like we are trying to take over the entire world. And it is up to you to help us get there. Thank you guys all so very, very much. Don't forget to check out everything else that's been put up on the channel all the way since WrestleMania. We have been working hard, putting up lots of stuff. We got the subscription box showdown. Excellent episode of the April unboxing. You could check that out. Our Bruno Sammartino tribute. Our reviews of Raw and SmackDown. I'm exhausted. This show has drained every last ounce of energy I had from today. Thank you all once again for joining me. My name is Nick Nightmare. This is the Wrestling God of Thunder, Thor, the official Sledgehammer of the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show, with my little buddy and trusty companion and the World Heavyweight Champion of microphones, Blue the Snowball. This has been the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show, available on Sledgehammer TV and across all audio platforms. That is going to do it, and we are out of here, and we will see you tomorrow night for Monday Night Raw, right here on the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. Have a good night.